this is Krista with the Bite Agency, and I just want to be sure that you are all set for your workers' comp policy audit. And so I just want to go over some frequently asked questions just to be sure that you're in a really good spot. All right, first, what is a workers' comp audit? At the beginning of the policy year, you and I, or you and your agent, discussed what your anticipated payroll would be for the different types of workers that work for you. And so you paid a premium throughout the year based on that amount. And now that we're at the end of the year, it's time to compare what you thought you were going to pay your workers to what you actually paid your workers. And so if you've overpaid workers' comp premium, you'll be sent a refund. And if you underpaid, you'll be sent an invoice for the amount that you underpaid. Will it hurt? The word audit invokes images of men in suits with briefcases and all kinds of bad stuff, but it's not like that. The workers' comp audit is much more formal. Basically, they're just collecting some paperwork that you've already done just to be sure that you and other employers in Florida are paying the right amount of workers' comp premium, and to make it a level playing field for the good guys and gals like you that are paying premiums and doing the right thing. Next part is, how do I complete it? Your carrier will let you know exactly how they would like to collect those documents from you, but typically they're always going to ask for your RT6s, your reemployment tax forms, your 941 forms that you send to the IRS every quarter. If you use subcontractors, they're going to want to be sure that your subcontractors have workers' comp coverage, so you'll collect the COIs from them. And on that, you're just going to check right here and just be sure that the policy term on the COI matches up with when they worked for you during the policy. And if not, just send their agent an email. It'll be up there, and say, hey, can you send me the certificate of insurance for the prior policy term or the current policy term? And that agent will send them right over to you. We're very used to that. And so you'll just collect all of those documents, and then you will give them to the carrier in the way that they like. It might be via email, it might be uploading to a secure portal, or if you're not sure or you need help, just let your agent know and we'll help you. All right, if this is your first audit, sometimes it's nice just to, check in with your agent and just be sure that you're on the right track, be sure you're doing it right. If you'd like to do that, it is not a waste of our time. We are happy to go over that with you. Just give us a call. Next, sometimes the employer asks about the employee's job descriptions, and I know some of my clients, they don't want to say the wrong thing and wind up paying premium, for a skydiver if their, worker is really doing something much less dangerous. So if you're not sure about how to answer any questions about your employee's job descriptions, again, just call your agent, email your agent. We'll go over that with you. Sometimes you might be on vacation, or maybe your accountant's on vacation, or it's just the middle of, you're just slammed, it's the middle of season. If you need some more time, just communicate with us and let us know that, let your auditor know that, and one of two things will happen. Either they will say, you know what, I've got a deadline, I'm not permitted to keep it open, but once I send it back to the carrier, just tell them, they'll assign it to somebody else and they'll reopen it. Or sometimes the auditor themselves can keep it open for you. But regardless, it's not a big deal. It happens all the time. Just let us know and we'll help you. All right. Sometimes people try the tactic of kind of like how you treat maybe a stray cat or something. If you ignore it, will it just go away? Unfortunately, workers' comp audits they're really detailed and mandated by the state of Florida for the Florida statutes. So in order for carriers to maintain their license and do business in Florida, they can't let the audits just go away. So your options are to complete the audit, or if you don't complete it, they'll assign something called a non-cooperative penalty. And usually it's about 2 or 3 times what you paid, and they'll send you an invoice for that, which I've had clients actually take them up on it if their payroll is actually more than 3 times what they thought it would be. But in general, if you ignore it, no, it won't go away. You just got to do it, but we'll help you. All right, sometimes we get a notice from a client that they get something in the mail that says non-cooperative, and They're like, no, I am a cooperative person. I'm good. All that means is that, the timeline expired on how long the auditor was allowed to keep this audit open, and they had to send it back to the carrier. So no worries, even though it's a really scary word to see, and the premium's usually pretty scary too. If that happens, just let your agent know. Say, hey, it looks like I missed the deadline. Can you reopen it? And there's not a fine, there's not a penalty, there's not a late fee. It's super easy. Just let your agent know. We'll contact your carrier. We'll say, hey, can you open this back up? They missed it, and then you're good to go. Just pick up right where you left off. All right, sometimes we get this question: I completed my audit and received an invoice, but it doesn't look right. Typically, it's too expensive. We don't get a lot of emails if it looks too low. What now? So if you get your audit and it just doesn't look right, let your agent know, and we'll pull the worksheets and look them over with you. And if there's an error, it is no big deal. We just send a note to the carrier and say, hey, there's some errors on this. We'd like you to look at it, and they'll let us know the next steps. Sometimes it's just a quick correction that they do, and sometimes they send it to a different auditor to make the corrections for you. But either way, we get it fixed. No worries. All right, my payroll was much higher than I anticipated. I don't have all the money this week to pay the audit invoice I received. Can I make payments? I have yet to hear a carrier that will not work with somebody on making payments. So if your payroll is higher than you expected and you've got a pretty big audit to pay and you're just not prepared to pay it, maybe you're waiting on some invoices or some people to pay you, just let us know. We'll talk to the carrier with you, and we'll work out a payment plan, and you can make payments on that audit. All right, I finished my audit. I paid the invoice for the additional premium. Do I get a prize or something? Unfortunately, no. You don't. Being a grown-up really stinks sometimes, but you do have the experience, and it'll be, every year it just gets easier and easier, and we really appreciate you. Now, if you have any other questions, which hopefully you do, give me a call, send me an email, let me know. If you're working with another agent, contact them and let them know. We are here to help you. We chose this industry for a reason. We love working with business owners. We love helping you with your insurance. It's never a bother. Just give us a call. Thanks.